This is Comcast Local Edition. Those of us who drive Highway 101 know full well that something has to be done about the traffic and transportation problems in Marin County. Bob Jean is with us right now. He's the past chairman of SMART, which of course is going to bring railroad transportation, hopefully, to Marin from Cloverdale down to Larkspur. Is that right?
Right, to the ferry.
Okay, you know all about this. And
I'm supposed to.
Yeah, okay. If it's on the ballot,
right,
for June.
It will be on the ballot for
Right.
in November, actually.
In November,
Right.
I'm sorry. And if that passes, work will start and putting in smart transportation, a rail system from Cloverdale to Larkspur.
Right.
I want to see that happen.
You and I both.
I want to see that. No, I mean, I hate to be cynical or skeptical, but
Right.
you said it might be in service if that passes by 2010. Is that right?
If the ballot measure passes, it will be in 2010.
Okay. They
Yeah.
can do that in less than 4 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we already have the right-of-way, which is the most
Yeah.
expensive part of the proposition. That's why economically, this project is so attractive to the people of the counties of Sonoma and Marin, because the expensive part is already in public hands, which is the real estate, the right-of-way. So,
okay. The right-of-way is clear. Now, I've hiked around Marin quite a bit, in the city and the rest of it, and I see those old railroad tracks coming
Right.
down. Those all have to be torn up, right?
well, parts of it, yeah, most of it.
You can't reuse those old tracks. We're here for.
No, most of it will have to be upgraded. But you've got the roadbed, and most
roadbed is there, yeah.
for the most part in pretty good shape, with the
Yeah.
exception of Shelbyville, which just flooded. I mean, it floods every year, but
Yeah.
we've got some issues like that we need to deal with. But by and large, the roadbed is in good shape, and laying new rail, which will be required for the operation, is not a big deal.
Okay. What about the train itself?
Well, we're looking.
Are we getting small? I mean, this is not,
No,
giant railroad train. We're not talking about
in
that.
fact, I got to tell you, I've seen the vehicle that we're kind of zeroing in on
Yeah.
here. It's called a DMU, which stands for Diesel Multiple Unit, which means that each car is self-propelled and they can be hooked together, so you can have as many cars as you need for a particular train. But one of the issues has always been, because freight trains may run on this track as well, we need to have so-called FRA compliant rolling stock, which means not light rail. However,
FAR is
FRA, the Federal Railroad Administration, which is the oversight agency from a regulatory and safety perspective. But what's happened is that Colorado Rail Car Company and now others have designed and actually built rail cars which are FRA compliant, but which mirror the operation of light rail vehicles. So in fact, they're almost too quiet. I've actually seen this vehicle a couple times and ridden on one, and they're very quiet. They're way quieter than any noise from the freeway, quieter than a bus, get better gas mileage than a bus. So
okay. Now I know you've done surveys about who's going to ride this, right? And the response has been what?
Well, we have a poll, the results of which we'll get just in a couple of weeks here, about support for the tax measure. But in terms of ridership, we've done 3 separate surveys, if you will, or studies on ridership, and they all come out within the error of the study with the same numbers. Basically, 5,000 people a day are going to ride this train at startup, and that's the number that is in the EIR and the number we're moving forward. I frankly think that number is conservative.
It seems very conservative to me. If you bring adequate transportation other than automobiles, people I think are getting pretty sick of going 3 miles an hour.
Well,
trying to get down to San Rafael or someplace.
I would.
How will this be on the ballot? And what will it say?
Well, it'll be a 1/4-cent sales tax over 20 years to fund operating costs for a rail line through both counties. So it'll be the same ballot measure in both counties. It's not going to be 2 separate county measures.
All right, good enough. Yeah. Bob, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Stay with us. We want to find out. 2010, I'll be riding with you if that doesn't come through.
You'll get a personal invitation.
Okay. Bob Jean has been our guest. Thanks for watching. It's Comcast Local Edition.